Okay, today I'm going to show you how to compound this wall, the sheetrock wall I put up. You're going to need some tape, like this mesh tape. You want to put this on the lines where the sheetrocks they meet together with the joint. You gotta put this, like tape it half and half right through from here all the way to the end, all over. And this one here, the plain paper tape, this is for the corners where the big creases are. You want to tape it. This one here, you gotta put the compound. This is a compound here. I mix it up already. My putty knife or compound knife. And you want to put at the corners. You want to dab the compound like a light thin coat, and then you put this type of tape, paper tape at the corner. Then you put the compound on top of this. And this mesh type one is for the middle, or where you join it. As you can see, this small wall here, I'm gonna compound it and then sand it, probably give it 1 or 2 coats. And when you applying the compound, you want it to be like right between this area here. You don't want to spread it too much, because you're gonna have to do a lot of sanding just between the 2 edges here, the self edge, like half and half from here to here, and 1 straight line, same width, so it's going to be easy to sand and break the edges off. I'm going to put like two coats, sand it a little, break off the edges, the rough edges, then I'm going to paint it so it's going to look better. As you can see, I put the tape, the mesh tape, to cover the small crease where the sheetrock joins together. You want to put it like this all the way, and you want to try to cover the screw, the holes also a little. And you put this mesh tape, so when you apply the compound on it, it don't go through, it don't go through that much through the crease where it joins. It stays on top here. So that's why you put this. This is like a, like a gasket to prevent the compound to go inside the creases where it joins, the sheetrock joins together. As you can see, I put it here. And you want your nail holes, to be like flush with the sheetrock, like smooth. Can be like pointed out. If you take your compound knife or whatever, and you pass it on the wall like this, it can't touch the head of the nail. It gives you a more neater finish, more clean finish. It looks better, because when you compound it, it's not gonna have like a bump here. All the screw nail heads. So now I'm gonna put this paper tape in the corner, all over the corner now. And you wanna have yourself like something like this to put the compound on. You dip it from there, you put it on here, and you hold it like this, not too much, and you dip it from here, just like a trowel. As you can see, I added the compound on the mesh tape that I taped up. As you can see the difference, this one is not compound as yet. You see the bottom. I don't want to add too much. If you want, you can add a little more wider width to it, but I don't want to do too much of sanding and make too much of a mess. But this is just like a small wall, like a divider wall, temporary wall. So, and you want to cover the holes too, the nail holes with this is like one coat, and I'm gonna give it a second coat. I'm gonna let this dry for a little. That's how you apply it. Okay, I sanded the wall. As you can see, when you use a hand sander like this, put it on your hands, and you want to break the edges off. So when you feel it like this, the edges, there mustn't be any edges like this, and they want to be smooth. If you want, you can put a next coat on this of compound and sand it again. Or if you want to hide the faults on it, you can prime it. Prime it first. Now the paint that you buy, they come with I'm using this paint here. It's a semi-gloss, America's Finest. So I'm using this to paint this wall, small wall here. I'm gonna give it like 2 coats. And you want to get the paint with the primer inside, the sealer and everything, from Home Depot or wherever you buy it from the hardware store. You want to mix your paint good, give it a good stir, and then you want to empty some in your pan here, your pan that holds the paint. Get yourself your roller. And you just roll it with some of the paint, and you start painting. Make sure the brush, the whole roller brush covers with paint, not too much. Paint is kind of thick, you want to stir it up and make it thinner. And this paint you don't have to add thinner or water, anything like that. And you want to start from the top coming down, and you don't want your roller brush to get dry. You don't want to rub a dry brush on the walls. Just like this. Up and down. Do one piece at a time, like the whole piece. And don't let your brush get dry like this. Okay, that's the first coat of paint added. You can see all over. It's looking good now. Need to add a second coat of paint and touch up the edges. I have this small brush and this other small brush for the corners and edges. So I'm gonna touch up the corners with it. As you can see the difference. And I painted that wall already before, so I'm gonna put a next coat on it, cover that up. Waiting for this one to dry. This takes an hour to dry, and then I'm gonna add the second coat, and it's gonna look good. It's gonna finish painting.